Welcome to this video about importing a vehicle from Canada to the USA. With new developments, the situation and the rules have changed. Let's explore them together. In this video, we'll cover several key topics. First, we'll delve into the regulations that govern vehicle imports from Canada to the USA. We'll then discuss eligibility specifics related to Employment Authorization Document holders. Next, we'll look into compliance with safety standards, particularly focusing on the tire pressure monitoring system requirements. Then, we'll guide you through all the necessary forms and process for importation. We will also outline cost considerations and look at the resale value of Canadian cars in the U.S. market. Finally, we'll present some alternatives to importing, such as selling your car in Canada. As a holder of an Employment Authorization Document, you are now generally eligible to import a vehicle into the United States. However, it is important to understand that there are specific conditions and requirements that must still be met even if you have your EAD and you're ready to proceed with importing your vehicle. One of the key requirements for vehicle import is compliance with U.S. safety standards. For your 2008 VW, ensuring compliance involves more than just checking the usual safety features. The Tire Pressure Monitoring System, or TPMS, plays a significant role. The dealer's letter confirming that TPMS is installed and functions correctly is essential documentation needed for this part of the process. Navigating the import process involves several steps. To begin, gathering all essential documentation is necessary. Once you have all your paperwork in order, ensure you complete the correct customs forms. Once that's completed, you'll submit the paperwork to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It's important to remember to include any duties or taxes as part of this submission. Importing a vehicle can be a costly endeavor. You need to be aware of the various expenses involved before you proceed. This includes duties and taxes, as well as any modifications your car might need to meet U.S. standards. Be sure to plan your budget accordingly to cover these expenses and avoid any surprises along the way. Let's test your understanding with a quick question. Why is the Tire Pressure Monitoring System, or TPMS, important for vehicle import? Is it because it's a luxury feature required for comfort? Because it's part of the safety standards for the U.S.? Because it aids in better fuel consumption? Or is it all of the above? You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We'll discuss it in the next section of our video. The correct answer to our quiz question is that the Tire Pressure Monitoring System is part of the safety standards for the U.S. This feature ensures your vehicle can be driven safely within U.S. borders, which is why it's an important requirement during the import process. When deciding whether to import your vehicle or not, it's important to consider your options. On one hand, selling your car in Canada and buying a similar model in the U.S. can be simpler and potentially more cost-effective. You can avoid the import process altogether, along with any duties and modifications. On the other hand, if you're attached to your car and prefer keeping it, you'll need to complete the import process and ensure compliance with all U.S. regulations. It's a comparison between financial and emotional investment, and it's something to weigh carefully. In conclusion, with your Employment Authorization Document, you are eligible to import your car, considering all conditions are met. Ensuring that your vehicle complies with the Tire Pressure Monitoring System requirements is vital for adhering to U.S. safety standards. Moreover, it is essential to comprehend the entire import process, complete the necessary forms, and anticipate costs, including duties and additional expenses. Weigh the resale value and assess alternatives, such as selling your existing car in Canada and purchasing one directly in the U.S. Making an informed choice is key. Thank you for watching our video on importing a vehicle from Canada to the USA. If you found this information helpful, please like and share this video. Definitely subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to comment with any thoughts or additional questions you might have. We love hearing from you.